Welcome back to another edition of Vikings Film Room, brought to you by the Vikings Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Pete Persich. Now, the network speculation train this time stops with the defense. What does Ed Donatel bring to the table? What is a 3-4 defense? How are the details different? How do these guys play it? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to look at the film and show you exactly how the 3-4 defense is played, what needs to be done, and the advantages it provides. So let's dive into this 3-4 front and find out exactly what it means and what changes. First thing you're going to notice is the positioning of the defensive linemen. That's the first thing. These three guys up front have a completely different job. You'll notice head up alignment, frog stance, meaning their feet and their hands are about in the same spot and they're reading the block of the guys in front of them. Nose tackle, same situation, frog stance. He's just shaded inside of that center to the away from the reduced side. He's reading his block. 3 technique, outside shade of the guard. That's what Phillips and those guys have been doing for years, Dalvin Tomlinson. But flip back a little bit further. That just means he's going to be a little bit more north and south. What we're going to see here is the interplay between linebacker and defensive lineman. You'll see on the snap, you get the double team up front. This linebacker sees this. His job is to get downhill and pull one of these two offensive linemen off of this double team, and depending on which lineman comes off, that is how they play it. So as it gets outside, you're going to see the guard come off. As soon as the guard comes off, this 3 technique works his way back inside. The linebacker gets himself north and south, gets his head in the hole, blocks this whole thing off, and they make the tackle. Now, another example of the same block, but played a little bit differently. You'll see as the tight end goes in motion, the linebacker gets back to head up. He's seeing the exact same thing. Double team on the guy in front of him. Now his job is to get downhill and pull one of these two offensive linemen off of this 3 technique who's just keeping his hat in the crack. He's playing sideways, trying not to lose ground, waiting for that linebacker to get downhill. And once he does, this time it's the tackle that comes off. The linebacker has to hit this tackle, build a wall. He plays off of the inside guy, the guard now, and works himself back into the gap. Same result. You build this line where the running back does not have a lane. In this case, the tackle comes off, gets the ankle tackle, and they bring him down. Same block, same running scheme, but just plays out a little bit differently. Now, 3-4 front doesn't always mean you got 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. In this case, 4-man front. You got a 3 technique over here outside the guard. But this nose tackle, however, instead of being on the center, he's lined up a little bit wider. And again, that frog stance. His responsibilities are different. What do I mean? On this play, you're just going to see a regular counter, down, 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 kick out, pull the guard. But watch how this nose tackle plays this. As soon as that guard pulls, he works himself over the top of the center. What does that do? That traps the guard. The guard and tackle are working their way up to this linebacker, but they can't get there. And oh, by the way, the other thing that Donatel wants to do is set the edge. This is what he means. Build a wall right here so that running back cannot go outside. That makes the linebacker's job easier. In this case, no one's even blocking him. He gets over the top, no problem. Outside linebacker, he gets off his block, 2 guys there to make the tackle. Another foundation of the Donatel defense is being physical. This is a perfect example of what he means by that. In this case, tight end trays, linebackers off the ball. Watch his relationship with this fullback in this situation. They get the run and they get downhill. Now he's at the point of contact. They have this blocked up. They have a hat on a hat, guy here. This running back has a seam, but because of the way this linebacker contacts this fullback, he actually fills the hole with the blocker himself, forcing the running back to cut back to pursuit. Beautiful job getting downhill by that linebacker, being physical at the point of attack. Now, we talked about setting the edge in a Donatel defense. This is a perfect example of that. Offense wants to run outside. They have the numbers, they have the bodies, but you watch this block, you watch that outside linebacker, gets that leg into the ground. He does not let that tight end get out any further, uses his body to fill the gap and makes the tackle. That's just a beautiful job setting the edge on the outside. Illusion of complexity. Now, we talked about that extensively on offense, but what does that mean for defense? Take a look at this scenario. You have, with the alignments that this defense has, head up, head up, head up. These guys can go to either gap. This guy, either gap. You could just send any combination of these 5. The offense has no idea which guys are coming, which guys are dropping. This makes an offense a little bit slow. And that is what Kevin O'Connell loves about this style of defense. In this case right here, you're gonna see as soon as the ball is snapped, the guard and tackle, they're working their way out to the defensive end, but look at that, the outside linebacker's dropping. They leave the nose tackle free. Free rusher. This is only a 4-man rush and you've got a nose tackle on a running back. I'll take that every day. That's what the illusion of complexity gets you. It gets you a big man in the pocket, scrambling the quarterback, and you get the sack. Beautifully executed defensive front. Now, on the coverage side of a Donatell defense, you're gonna see some themes. Man-to-man, in this case it's lurk. You're gonna see a little bit of 8 cloud, but it's the little twists that make the differences you're gonna see. On alignment, as a quarterback gets in the line of scrimmage, he sees 2 safeties deep. He thinks he has middle open. He doesn't know what he's gonna get, so watch. The safety, late in the play, he's gonna work his way down to be that extra defender underneath, but watch this linebacker. He has this running back in man-to-man coverage, but in this case, he's just gonna rush him. Why cover him when you could just rush him? And they get the coverage on the field and an incomplete pass on the outside. Well, for the quarterback, it's deja vu all over again. Sees what? 2 safeties deep. Again, thinks he has middle open, bunch formation. But what is he actually getting? He's getting man-free coverage again. Safety comes in, he's the extra defender to pick up the shallow crosser. There's gonna be nowhere to go for the ball, but watch this linebacker. This is the pièce de résistance of defense. You rush him, get him one-on-one with the running back. Why cover him? Just rush him. In fact, if you beat him, you might even get a sack. It's creating pressure out of a normal defense. All right, another staple of a Donatell defense is a cloud, called by a number of different things, but basically it all looks the same. Now this quarterback's lining up and he's seeing what? He's seeing the umbrella. He sees 4 DBs deep, sees middle open again. Last time this happened, you got lurk. What's he gonna get this time? Well, they're not giving it away. But what you'll see at the snap of the ball is the box and triangle. That's really what a cloud is, and it's a perfect example of it right here. You have 4 defenders to the strong side. They're playing quarters, and you're really playing cover 2 over here. Linebacker filling this gap, gonna break up on anybody that bounces outside. Beautifully executed, takes away this inside route right here. You've got a DB over the top on the deep post. Just a beautifully executed play. Quarterback has nowhere to go with it. He scrambles. Oh, by the way, great coverage all the way downfield. Stay on your guy. Don't quit till the whistle blows. Great example of hustle and a cloud in a Donatell defense. And finally, one more example. This quarterback's getting in the line of scrimmage. He's seeing the same thing. He has the umbrella again, middle open. He doesn't know. He has no idea what he's gonna get in this case. Another example of a cloud perfectly played out. You'll see at the snap, this corner disguising, he comes up to work the flat. Again, the box and triangle. A little bit different this time as this linebacker working on a number count. That's something, a matchup zone, something Donatell talks about all the time. He's pushed more this way because the back is checking out of the backfield. He has to respect that. But again, 2 DBs covering the outside receiver. He's here for any of the digs. You have the go route behind him well covered. As this plays out, this quarterback has absolutely nowhere to go with this football. Scrambles, tries to set up, nowhere to go, has to throw it away. Beautifully executed 8 cloud coverage. Now we've seen just how different this 3-4 base front can be. It's different in technique, in alignment, in assignments. Why go through all this? Well, it's the illusion of complexity. And if you have that, you have the ability to get pass rushers free to the quarterback. That's what a Donatell defense is all about.